every person's life, there comes a time when we put on a mask. Perhaps it's a harmless white lie, a forced smile, or even a role we've played for years. These masks help us fit in, hide our vulnerabilities, and sometimes shield us from pain. But have you ever wondered, does what we hide truly disappear? Or does it linger, silently weighing on our soul? Today's story isn't about passing judgment. Instead, it's an invitation to pause and take a deeper look at yourself. Are you living amidst roles, both the actor and the audience in a play of your own making? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, who am I really? Is the happiness I'm chasing truly my own? Let's embark on this journey together, a journey that's far from easy, but profoundly meaningful. It's a journey to peel back the layers, to shed the masks, and to rediscover freedom, happiness, and the peace that comes with living authentically. The culture of concealment. In today's world, people across the globe seem caught in the same relentless cycle, a cycle of appearances, of performances played out in daily life. We wear sophisticated masks, whether through our clothing, gestures, words, or even our relationships. In Tokyo, New York, Paris, or anywhere else, this culture of concealment has become an intrinsic part of modern society. In the workplace, professionalism is often conveyed through polished attire, courteous smiles, and carefully chosen greetings. During social interactions, people strive to leave a positive impression, projecting an image of confidence and success. But beneath it all, how much of what we present reflects who we truly are? Are these efforts aimed at building genuine connections, or are they simply a means to elicit admiration from others? This culture of concealment extends beyond public spaces and seeps into personal relationships. Everywhere, even among family, close friends, or romantic partners, people often hide their vulnerabilities. We hesitate to reveal our flaws, fearing they might diminish our worth in the eyes of those we care about. Yet the truth is that authenticity lies at the heart of deep and lasting connections. Take a closer look at the world of social media, where the culture of concealment reaches its zenith. On Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, millions of people post dazzling photos, moments of joy, and impressive achievements. But behind a screen, how many of them genuinely feel at peace? The likes and comments may provide fleeting satisfaction, but can they replace the fulfillment of living freely and authentically? In different cultures, the concept of concealment manifests in unique ways. In parts of Asia, it often revolves around preserving dignity and maintaining face. In Western societies, the pressure to succeed and maintain a polished image drives many to construct a flawless facade. Regardless of the form it takes, concealment reflects a universal human struggle, the fear of vulnerability and the desire for validation. However, the culture of concealment isn't entirely negative. In polite interactions, choosing to withhold negative emotions to avoid harming others can be a sign of respect. But there's a fine line between tact and pretense. When concealment serves only personal gain or hides one's true nature, it erodes the potential for genuine human connection. On the stage of life, everyone plays a role, but some roles are performed for so long that we forget who we really are. Authentic values are overshadowed by the masks we believe will shield us from judgment. And when the spotlight dims, we might find ourselves feeling empty, isolated within the characters we've created. This begs the question, can we live authentically in a world so rife with competition and complexity? Do we have the courage to remove our masks and face ourselves and those around us? It's not an easy journey, but it is the only path to true freedom and peace. Ultimately, the culture of concealment is not just a societal phenomenon. It's a reminder that deep down, every one of us longs for authenticity and enduring love. The consequences of concealment. Concealing who we are, whether intentionally or subconsciously, inevitably comes with deep consequences. On the surface, wearing a mask might seem beneficial. It can help us gain recognition, forge new relationships, or even climb the social ladder. But behind this facade, we are often sacrificing the deeper values that truly define a meaningful life. One of the most profound consequences is losing connection with ourselves. When we become too absorbed in the roles we play, we start to forget who we really are. Our dreams, emotions, and authentic values get buried under the pressure to maintain a perfect image. Many people live with a sense of emptiness and confusion because they no longer know who they are or what they truly want. This disconnection not only erodes mental health but also stifles personal growth. Next, concealment weakens our relationships with others. When we fail to live authentically, the bonds we create are built on superficial foundations. Friends, colleagues, even loved ones only see the version of ourselves we allow them to see, not who we truly are. No matter how well crafted the pretense, it struggles to foster deep understanding and empathy. Over time, these relationships may fade or crumble under the weight of unspoken truths. The ripple effects extend even further, impacting society as a whole. In a world where everyone is performing, sincerity becomes rare and often met with skepticism. As concealment becomes the norm, society loses its foundation of trust. Qualities like kindness, honesty, and compassion are overshadowed by the relentless pursuit of outward success. We begin to judge one another based on appearances and achievements rather than genuine character. The toll of concealment also manifests in our mental and physical health. Living a life of pretense requires immense energy. Constantly monitoring our words, actions, and reactions is like walking a tightrope. Over time, this leads to stress, anxiety, and even depression. Many attempt to escape the emptiness by overworking, indulging in retail therapy, or seeking short-term thrills, but none of these distractions provide lasting peace. Take, for instance, the story of a young man who worked tirelessly to present himself as flawless. He was charming, funny, and exuded confidence. But when faced with failure, he struggled to cope. Rather than expressing his vulnerability, he pretended everything was fine, clinging to his carefully constructed image. The mounting tension led to emotional burnout, leaving him isolated and directionless. Finally, the greatest consequence of concealment is losing the chance to live authentically and experience true happiness. By not being honest with ourselves or others, we miss out on the most meaningful aspects of life. Genuine connection, joy and simplicity, and the freedom of being our true selves are all replaced by the weight of pretense and the fear of being exposed. Inevitably, a time will come, whether through bitter failures or moments of vulnerability on a hospital bed, when the stage lights of life dim. The masks we wore will leave behind nothing but emptiness. And in that moment, there will be no audience, no need to perform. But will we have enough time to rediscover ourselves, or will we be left with nothing but regret? In the end, concealment doesn't just distance us from our true selves. It costs us the most profound values of life. The sooner we shed these layers, the sooner we can reclaim freedom, serenity, and enduring happiness. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the courage to remove the mask and embrace the peace of living authentically. The journey back to authenticity. When the weight of our masks becomes too heavy, many of us start searching for something deeper. This is the journey back to our authentic selves, a path filled with challenges, but also the gateway to genuine freedom and happiness. The first step on this journey is acknowledgement. We must admit that we've been living behind layers of facades, that these roles have shaped much of our lives. This isn't about blame or judgment, but about taking an honest look at ourselves. Only when we muster the courage to confront the truth can we begin to change. Next, we need to learn to gradually let go of the masks. This doesn't mean abandoning all of life's roles. Many are necessary and come with responsibilities. Instead, it's about asking ourselves, what purpose does this mask serve? Is it protecting me from pain, or is it just meant to please others? When we identify the layers that no longer serve us, we can start releasing them, like untying knots that have bound us for too long. One powerful way to reconnect with our true selves is by immersing in nature. In the stillness of the woods, by the ocean's edge, or even in a quiet corner of a bustling city, we can find peace. Nature doesn't judge, it simply offers a space where we can relax and reflect without fear. Simple moments, hearing the rustle of leaves, feeling sunlight on our skin, remind us that happiness isn't found in appearances, but in our connection to the present moment. On this journey, self-care is essential. Often, our masks are born out of fear of being hurt, or dissatisfaction with who we are. Learning to love ourselves, not just when we succeed, but also when we stumble, is a cornerstone of living authentically. Forgiving and accepting ourselves creates the foundation for a genuine and resilient spirit. Equally important is building sincere relationships. Start with those you truly trust. Share your honest thoughts, your real emotions, and even the fears you've long kept hidden. Honest conversations not only lighten the burden, but also deepen bonds. When we dare to be authentic, we inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of trust and openness. Ultimately, the journey back to authenticity is not a destination, but a continuous process. There will be days when shedding the layers feels easy, and others when old habits resurface. What matters is persistence, reminding ourselves that living authentically is the only path to discovering life's true meaning. This journey isn't just personal, it can transform communities. When individuals embrace authenticity, society becomes more trustworthy and compassionate. Returning to yourself means stepping away from the chains of expectations and pressures. It's about reclaiming the freedom of your soul, a freedom not granted by circumstances, but chosen by you. The journey to authenticity is the journey to a life of meaning, connection, and peace. And it begins with the courage to simply be yourself. Life's greatest lesson. In the end, each of us must confront a fundamental question. Does my life truly have meaning? No matter where you live, what you do, or how much success you achieve, without authenticity, everything you pursue risks becoming nothing more than fleeting illusions. The greatest lesson life offers is this: authenticity is the foundation of all that holds real value. A genuine soul doesn't just bring inner peace, it creates meaningful relationships and a life built on stability. When we live authentically, we release ourselves from the pressure of constantly proving our worth to others. Instead, we learn to accept who we are, embrace our imperfections, and nurture our inner strength. Life can be likened to a stage where everyone plays a role. But unlike a scripted play, we have the freedom to choose how we show up. Rather than hiding behind a facade, we can learn to accept ourselves, allowing our actions and words to reflect sincerity. Only then can we cultivate real connections, relationships where we are valued and loved without the need for pretense. Remember, happiness doesn't come from what others see in you. It comes from the peace you carry within yourself. No matter how intricate a mask may be, it can never provide lasting joy. The more we live authentically, the more we begin to appreciate the simple things: a quiet afternoon, a heartfelt conversation, or the pride of overcoming a challenge without hiding who we are. On the journey to discover life's meaning, remind yourself often, our true worth isn't found in the layers we wear to impress others, but in the light of authenticity that shines from within. Even in a complex and competitive world, sincerity remains the path to true peace and happiness. Have the courage to remove the masks, to face yourself and the world with an open, genuine heart. This isn't just life's greatest lesson, it's the most valuable gift you can offer yourself and those around you. Where we live authentically, we don't just find ourselves, we find lasting happiness in a world that's ever-changing. A soul that lacks authenticity cannot grasp the true depth of love or happiness. Let go of the masks and live authentically with yourself and others. Only through sincerity can we discover the road to genuine happiness.